Here's the dock where the steamer America landed. The original dock, Hovland, Minnesota, about 15 miles north of Grand Marais, north shore of Lake Superior.
Show me where the closest bathrooms are.
Okay, Dad, ready?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, we're standing at the dock at Hovland, Minnesota, where Elsa and Alice and Jenny, my mother and her mother and sister, came from Sweden and got off the dock in 1915 and were picked up by John Nederland and taken by a team and wagon 15 miles into the wilderness, where they settled and homesteaded under the original Homestead Act.
John Nederland was Jenny's new husband-to-be.
Yes.
About a quarter of a mile north, this is pointing north here. We came from this direction from the dock. There is the old hotel where our ancestors who came here stayed the first night off the boat.
Ran out on a bad marriage in Sweden and met the lumberjack John Nederland here and settled in Mineral Center. And I know a little. I met and talked to the Mrs. Ellison, who was about that height.
Yeah, that was.
This is the actual old hotel where they stayed in. It's corrugated metal, supposed to look like brick. This is the actual hotel. Now it's being used as a, looks like a shed.
Trail.
Okay, about 10 or 15 minutes north of the last site, we turned north onto Highway 17 from Highway 61. It was a left turn.
Mineral Center Road.
On Mineral Center Road.
Almost across the street from the Grand Portage Casino.
Across the street from the Grand Portage Casino. And we also passed a park that Dad and Grandpa went to called, what was it? Hollow
Rock.
Hollow Rock?
Hollow Rock Resort. It's cabins. It's still in existence.
It's just have to basically walk through the woods. So I'm walking through. Here's the hole,
And they put a trap door.
the cellar hole.
From the kitchen down into the cellar. All this was
Trap door into the cellar.
And they put a trap door down into the cellar, and it was primarily used to store potatoes and vegetables because it was cooler.
Was the cellar, the house built on top of the cellar?
Yes.
Basically, it's all that's left.
It
It's a
got
hole.
caved in. This was just a, you know, like a basement type thing. And right back here was the barn where they raised pigs. And it's kind of like a little clearing. Dump where they carried their garbage out and threw the old, you know, bottles or whatever they had.
So back there was the dump. The cellar's right there. Through this clearing.
Yeah, there would be no way you would find this without a GPS again.
I'm gonna get those. It's the same coordinates pretty much.
Yeah, I'm just doing a little bit different from the house, just because why not?
Yeah, I would send pieces of clearing left over because he cleared it to raise cows, to make pasture and make garden. And John Lutterland logged it with a team.
Is this where the house was that you saw, David? With the picture on the wall?
The house that I saw, remember he was looking for that spot to turn in?
Right here is the site of the old barn. It was just a log barn.
It's amazing how just 70 years later there can just be
Yeah.
nothing left.
It really.
This is actually a better entry straight back there. The homestead's to the
Yeah.
left. But couple, maybe a mile south of that cabin, we came to a big three-way intersection and turned left, coming this way. Up a little further, there's a bunch of pine trees, like a row of pines up here. And there's a road back there. This is the old Highway 61. That's the only reason it's paved. There was a Shell gas station right on the corner back there by the stop sign, in the trees. And now there's a path right up here to the old graveyard. It used to be a church.
Now, if someone comes here with a lawnmower, it must be upkept a little, and they put a little wood.
About that far from the stop sign. Right through here.
I knew his son, Alfred Olson, and he was the one that took me fishing and got my first fish, a 12-pound lake trout.
He's 34 years old only. A lot of these are really short lives. This one here is 34. That guy's 34.
The way they marked my mother or grandmother's grave is with a lilac bush. And it's been redone. But right now, if I'm not standing on it, I am very, very close.
So it's no longer marked. What would be the name on the stone exactly?
The name would be Jenny Netherland.
So Dan, you should mark this spot right here.
Oh yeah.
This is where Dad suspects Jenny Netherland is buried.
Yeah, if it isn't there, you're within a few feet of it.
Here's the coordinates of Jenny Netherland's gravestone.
It's actually upkept quite well.
Well, somebody is back in here. Be anything left here at all.
Well, there's not many. There's like 2 or 3 newer ones. So, well, this is kind of interesting.
Yeah. And there was accidents, and there was, like David says,
9-year-old boy.
environmental poisoning.
Dad, how do you know?
And see, they're still putting flowers on these graves, be they plastic.
They always have the birth date.
I could not lift this up.
4-year-old
Too bad
boy.
that there's no marker now. I mean, these people are just pretty much lost to history.
I came up here on
We
the
think
4th of
Jenny
July,
Netherland is
1965.
buried right here.
It was a break
There's the
between
entrance.
The reason I remember it was a break between pilot training and advanced.
It's right
infantry
there near
training.
the back
We were
fence.
staying with Marilyn's mom and dad. And so 19 is carved into them.
Why would people make them out of wood?
Well,
So a lot of these have been replaced.
they couldn't afford
They were
anything
once these old wood markers,
and
which are all gone.
Yeah, I do see every once in a while I see kind of big stones.
And so
that
Jenny
make a lot
Netherlands
of
is
space.
gone.
I wonder if they ever marked them with.
There are no more wood ones.
no doubt, no doubt.
Few
I
remnants,
think if you looked here, like they marked
but not much.
Jenny's grave with a lilac bush.
Yeah,
Jenny's grave was marked with a lilac bush, which is now gone.
that's not a bad idea.
Okay. A little bit further into the road, there's a big old tree here. We walked in from the road, right here, and Dad is trying to show us how to find the church. The graveyard's right through there.
Proof positive, a corner post of the church. And that might be of interest. Can't see it well enough.
These are the coordinates of the church.
Most like, well,
We're about 50 feet in from the road.
There's another post. I think those are posts, and the reason they're just all cut off at that same height. And if you go back there, there are much more of them.
They look square too.
It looks like it could be a little bit square. But the old hymns, a mighty.
Be careful, that's
So that's where Elsa went to church every Sunday.
And saying, "A mighty fortress is our God."
And other hymns that I probably heard in Japan.
Yep.